of silence.
It really is, isn't it? Like, you know, F's in chat, potentially for
Yeah.
Legacy's economy.
I mean, it will be.
If they can save 3 weapons at least, it does give them something to play with in that next round. But I can't assume too much, but I have to think that Dumao must be mega tilted at that retro.
Oh,
like,
man.
you've put the molly in, you've put the HE in, B6 survives on 3, you wide swing in, that's the opening double HE we were talking about. But it's this play here that sealed the deal and forced in that save over on the Brazilian side. And all we're seeing right now is the last few moments of the bombs fuse. The round is going the way of Sinners regardless, but with these 3 weapons, you never know, Retro. Maybe Legacy can come back in that next round still.
I'm going to have to watch that round back, because that Molotov towards B, it was either thrown by the T side and it's landed behind Carl, or the CT side, right? I mean, that bit's obvious, but the molly lands behind Carl, so the reason why B-Stick doesn't die there is because the molly doesn't spread to the corner. If it was thrown by the CT side, the lineup's missed. It's landed way too short. If it's by the T side, I don't know if that's a plan in disguise or if that's just the chaos in the moment and it falls in favor of B-Stick, but if you watch that back, it was the T-side molly. I've just seen it. I've pulled up the stream. I wanted to get the VAR. It was the T-side molly that lands. You mentioned the HE as well. That was thrown by the CT side. Both nades land too shallow, so it doesn't actually gut out the corner. Dumao thinks that that's just going to have cleared everything, but it doesn't. And that's cost him the round completely. I hope someone from Sinners is watching that back and going, damn, you know, that was a well-orchestrated move. If it wasn't, got to be one of the luckiest incendiaries I think they've thrown, because otherwise B-Stick is a dead man and they've given up B.
I suppose B-Stick could counter, though, saying he made his own luck by being so aggressive and piecing together that peak on CT side and getting a kill and a bit of damage behind it, but
yeah,
I'll happily take it regardless there. The Zeus does come out. Shot gets a little bit of damage done onto him from the electricity, but fortunately he was forged in those flames. And now Lato, last man standing, has the AK. B-Stick spots him. Gets betrayed by Oscar's peak. And that's Sinners taking the lead. A bit of a costly round, but they've got tons of money to replenish those fallen weapons anyway.
Yeah, not much of a worry for Sinners. If they lose in this one, I think finances become a little bit more of a concern. We'll see if they have any ideas, any more tricks up their sleeves. Aces dealt to both coldzera and Oscar, both bringing out the AWPs, and that head-to-head is something that we've talked about all series long. Will it be a clash of heads towards mid? No, Oscar doesn't get his peak, but at the same time, coldzera doesn't get his either. Neither team wanting to take early fights, which is interesting because, you know, we mentioned Sinners and how it felt a bit weird that we're starting 3B, not particularly taking the space. This time, it's Legacy that looked to take the space, but completely missed their bottom banana smoke, and Oscar given a freebie.
Yeah, it's been a very scrappy game, hasn't it? Tons of mistakes and slightly off timings. This is sometimes the difference maker at this level of Counter-Strike, though. You know, you're going to give Oscar a chance, he's going to take it. Meanwhile, Barton gets gifted that one. The missed shot from coldzera's AWP doesn't matter as Barton doubles up, but they're trying to fall back. Quirks had a chance, but it was a brief millisecond opportunity, unable to seal the deal. But Oscar comes back with a second, and now Arches will be under control from the T's, and they have decisions to make here, and that forces coldzera out into the open. Down he goes with Barton, and suddenly things have gone catastrophic for the Brazilian squad. They lose so many players, hemorrhaging on A, and that should be a gimme round now for the Sinners.
I mean, what do you do if you're Lato? Is there an AK drop somewhere? Can I go and retrieve an upgrade? Where's coldzera's AWP in all of this? Anything would be nice. Whatever that anything is, it's going to be saved into the next round. There is no chance at a round win here. No kit, no smoke, no nothing. It is just a flashbang and himself. And, you know, even if you're one of the greats of the game, you understand in this scenario, it is beneficial to keep your M4. B-Stick might not even give him the chance to, though. Closing in towards where Lato stands. Two choices, it's spawn or banana. Doesn't go further in the direction of the Legacy Rifleman, but the bomb goes off. And a 9th on the board for Sinners. And, well, starting to paint the picture now that this is game on. And my bad, I didn't even realise that It was a nade that blew open the smoke. It wasn't missed. It was just a counterplay thrown in by Sinners, a HE that gives them the opening frag.
One of the components that make CS2 such an interesting prospect going forward at the pro scene. Those little changes make a big, big difference. And it was that second kill for Oscar and Arches that felt like it pretty much sealed the deal. It put Legacy into such a bad spot in pit. They knew that they were going to have to rotate back across. Meanwhile, though, start of round 17, we'll see Oscar getting aggressive down into the tunnel already. And some banana control being attempted from Legacy.
Can't formulate a boost. Doom out. I don't know, wearing stilts or something. Can't quite get the M4 on his head. Quirtz jump scared by a ladder as well. Pretty funky round to start things out, all things considering. Lato. Oh, that is a great flashbang. Great, easy fight. Will win it out and get away with his life. HE to try and block off the push, but B-Stick full blind will blast down the other portion of this B presence. Doom out, eliminated.
It's a very nice effort, though, from Legacy, considering the complete lack of really weaponry and firepower they had. Lato down to 37 with the Soul M4. No more utility alongside that one. Tries to block the smoke, successfully does. Very nice. Kicks it away, keeps his angles open as well on Coffins. Now, if the T's don't realize this, and they line up for Lato, there's a possibility he gets some more damage done here, but they do their due diligence. They check the angle, they make sure the smoke is plumed, and deal the fatal damage to Lato. That's going to be the B site open, and Zedko is on the prowl. He wants some more kills. He wants to pad those stats, but tread carefully. Tread lightly, because when a 5-7 is involved and a deagle in the hands of a Brazilian, you never quite know what's going to happen.
Should be a save. Looking for the exits. Oh dear. Zedko lagged out or tabbed out or something, but just stopped firing, didn't move his mouse any further. So it is one rifle given up, but look, you can afford to do it in a situation like this. You're the team that holds basically all the cards right now. Sinners set the pace. Sinners are the team in front. Sinners are on the way to a 2-0, and it's Legacy that have to make amends. They haven't really got the time to do so either. A very similar situation, Vince, than what we saw out on Anubis as well, where, sure, the scoreline closer, but the scenario very much the same, in which there's a fall by here, all of your money gets lost for Legacy. If you lose this, you're basically palming 12 to Sinners. If you win this, you're right back into this game. You've got your chance, you've got your lead back in. But it is resting merely on one round. That is it. That is the scenario. And especially when you're a map in and Sinners already find themselves 1-0 series-wise, it's very, very pressuring now for the CT side. A must-win. Not just for a map, but to stay alive in this tournament.
Yeah, this is definitely a pressure cooker situation. And that AK that was afforded them from Zedko could be the difference maker. It's a massive upgrade from the M4s. One-tap potential is real, and then moving into a situation where he could very well punish them. 4 players looking for a waterfall, perhaps, even with an AWP, but they're already bypassing into pit. Now, Neck is in the quad position. They're going to assume that somebody at least is over here. And that's really wrecked Barton, because he's now stuck in apps. He's going to have to walk into the crosshairs of Oscar, and he will not miss. An unorthodox passage of play, but it's completely wrecked the Brazilians.
Nice shot from B-Stick as well, just plucking Neckers out of the sky. And look, it's a sensible decision, but it's one that's going to be done through gritted teeth for Legacy. They have to save. There is no way you're winning this round. We have to try again in the next. And unfortunately, there isn't many more times they can say the next. They are 2 rounds now away from being eliminated from this tournament. And even then, Coldzera finding Quirtz. Consolation. Does a bit of damage to the T-side economy, but they're in a thriving spot when it comes to the financial talk. 11 on the board for Sinners. That round was do or die for Legacy. This is, I think, the moment that the reality sets in. You cannot make a mistake from here on out if you want to claim Inferno in regulation. You can afford to lose one more if you're willing to give it a shot in OT. Other than that, Vince, if you fall short of those, your time in CCT Online Finals number 4 is over.
It is, and we discussed this in the pre-game segment as well. Like this is an important tournament for a lot of these teams. You know, a chance to kind of step up a half a tier or so. So coming out here to Europe and being in a situation where you end up getting knocked down in the lower brackets and you're done and you're dusted this early in the tournament is going to sting for Legacy. But that is the very real possibility facing them. And Sinners picking up the pace, taking early banana control.
I like it. I think they realize that Legacy will have to make a compromise. You know, if they want to dump all their U2 early and take control or play for the mid-round, that's where Sinners try to step in for an opening kill. But Quirt's a little too keen towards Banana for the liking of Sinners. Tagged up onto Zedco as well. So, you know, for the cost of half of Dumal's HP, they've just found 2 opening kills. It's a better start for Legacy.
Love that aggression as well. coldzera knew that he'd winged and legged that player, had a 2-player system in place. Make sure he's not able to scamper away, because even on low HP, you have an AK-47. It only takes 1 bullet to quickly turn the tides of a round. But this is looking much better for Legacy. Having banana control established, 2 players on Arches, and additionally Barton, who is in the pit, capable of watching Arch as well. And additionally the apps, of course. So coldzera in that one-and-done position, take the shot, fall back to his teammate, who has stood right next to him in the form of Nekis. I'd be very surprised here, Retro, if Legacy let this round slip. This would be a complete disaster if it happened.
I don't know what coldzera's doing here. He's rotating to B when they've got top banana presence. No need to overshuffle. They've lost an early man. B-Stick needs to win that gunfight, though, and doesn't. Orp in apps heard, and the rifle on short spotted. Shot running in, but coldzera drops the carrier. Oscar left alone 1v4, 10 seconds left. I don't think he'll get out with his life. If he does, fair play. Orp finds another before he escapes towards the T apartment. So it will be a Legacy 8th. coldzera, a bit too keen for my liking on the rotate towards B. He's got to be careful for plays like that. With 20 seconds left and your teammates running a crossfire towards Car and Halfall, there really is no necessity in rotating and making that gamble.
Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of one of the rotations that Oscar went for as well, in a very similar situation when they had B, for all intents and purposes, kind of locked down and had comms on it. But coldzera still made amends, landed the last couple of kills, and got Legacy across the finish line to an 8th round. But there's still quite a long way to go, even to get equal here. Plenty of cash for another buy after this round, and probably after that, to be fair, for Sinners. So there's no easy rounds coming up, and coldzera getting aggressive in apps in the exact same position he was in the previous round, with the exact same setup as well. Wide swing in, not anticipating a second player, but it's an even trade. Now goes firmly in favor to Sinners. If you're in that spot, you cannot miss that op shot.
Nekis, though, could make amends for this mistake. One drops out. Now he's got to be a little more cautious, because elevation's a factor that he's going to have to deal with. Tucks up close. He's buying time for rotates, but the problem is there's not enough of it. Flashbang good. 2v3, and Lato, he runs through the smoke. There's a lurk towards B. The site was weaker than maybe Legacy would have thought, but he's just left Dumal alone, and he's left Dumal to save, because no chance for Legacy. It is map and series point Sinners.
Oh, man. Being in that apps close-knit angle, man. If you got an op, you've got to at least leg somebody. You cannot miss that shot. It puts so much pressure on the second player. And as you saw, once the op shot misses, has to switch to a sidearm, and you are well and truly behind in that confrontation. And the rest falls into place. 4 match points, 4 elimination points, depending on your perspective. As Dumal trying to hold on to this M4. Looks like he'll be able to do so. But Sinners will not give a damn, because they are so very close to securing victory. It would be a 2-0 clean sweep. Dumal gets 1 kill, consolation frag at the end, so he will maintain his M4. I don't think he'll trade up to the AK. He didn't have enough time to pick it up. But here we go. This is it, Retro. It is quite literally sink or swim for Legacy. No more mistakes will be afforded to them.
Can't mention the matter of importance of winning this game as well. It's lower bracket round 2s today, so you already lost a game, and the way that double elim brackets work is if you lose 2, you're out. Legacy, 1 more round of a mistake, and they will not see themselves in any future games in the online finals for. They're not even playing for a win at this point, Vince. This is all for a draw. This is all for a tie game. Let's see what Legacy are made of. Can they burn bridges and build walls? Or will it all come crumbling down in front of them? What the next minute and 20 is here to decide. Quirtz, slow, contact heavy, out of the boiler room, and oh my god, Lato deleted. 2 players on site. The neck is Barton combination, must defend from all. There is a rotate, Dumal's coming in, but it might just be a too little too late type of scenario. Barton's going to slip towards the big pit.
Everyone's still playing in and around brackets. This is so dangerous from Dumal. Oscar's found another. This is it.
You can tell how badly he wanted to push that smoke, but he also knows that if he's unsuccessful, that's the round done. That's the game done, and Oscar gets him anyway. Maybe he should have just gone hell for leather and just press W and see what happens. Because now playing in this reactive style of Counter-Strike has not worked out for Legacy. Coldzera may be able to muster up one, but now they know where one of the 2 players are. And considering that Barton has typically been an apps player, it stands to reason he'd be on the site. They've quelled him. Quirtz gets another one, moves to 17 frags, and there is Oscar to put the final nail in the coffin.
And there you have it. 13-8. Game over. A brilliant job, Vince, to be honest with you, from Sinners. You know, both of us said we're expecting a close game. We're expecting a fun one, but we're expecting a third map at the end of it, right? And Sinners just walk away 2-0. They deliver the goods, and they will find themselves through to another match here in the CCT Online Finals. Unfortunate for Legacy. No more time left in this tournament, and I do believe, just shy of the prize money, people that get eliminated today will not be in the green for this event. So Sinners at least pushing for a bit of extra cash, but they're not interested in that. They want to make it through to that global final, and a step closer as a 2-0 today delivers another chance.
Yeah, an impressive performance, honestly, all things considered, I think, from Sinners. You know, after a bit of a rocky start on Anubis, they were able to stabilize and then really weather the storm. They had a bad start as well on Inferno. It was almost an identical situation. They came back. So showing that grit, showing that tenacity. Oscar played very well, but I think for me, the player that kind of surprised me the most, even though I knew he was on good form coming into this, was Shock. He landed so many entries, man, especially on Anubis. This guy was an absolute monster. And it felt like even though there were some moments from Legacy, they were blowing hot and cold. Like, there was no real consistency. Coldzera started fantastically well in that first half, but kind of simmered away towards the second half. And ultimately, the better team won. And Sinners, I'm kind of excited to see how far they can go in this tournament now with that performance.
Yeah, the story writes itself again, right? Last time these 2 teams played, Sinners played, at the time, Fake Natty in CCT North Europe, and it was the exact same situation. It was a playoff game, it was elimination, and Sinners won. They do it again, even better than last, and I feel like for more marbles than the last time as well. Sinners taking it 2-0, and Legacy eliminated. Unfortunate for them. Of course, the story will be repeated 3 times over. We've got new names joining us soon, Vince. Obviously, we'll have a quick look and see. Obviously, we've got TSM LFO, Dweg and Jay taking you through ITB, 00 Nation, and Alternate Attacks Guild Eagles. A day filled with fun Counter-Strike action, and I feel like the bar set pretty high after that first game.
Yeah, man, I'm very much looking forward to this next game as well, TSM, to see what these guys have in store. Obviously against Looking for Org, which if you don't know, those of you out there is sort of like this French team with Maka, Lucky, etc. in it. Some of you will recognize those players from previous teams, and some of them have been around for quite some time as well. Like, they've been through a lot of teams in the past, so that should be a good game. But yeah, Sinners really putting a benchmark and saying, all right, guys, you see what we've just done? Can you repeat it? They did look flawless, though, Retro. They did have moments of shakiness and weakness. I don't think it was a perfect performance. I think there's plenty they can go back to and look at and try and improve on. But Legacy didn't really seem to get out of second gear as far as I'm concerned in this best of 3.
Yeah, as you said, sort of a flash in the pan. Moments of brilliance, but beaten by the best, to be honest, in that series. Sinners deliver a good result, and as we say, there's not too long until we jump into that. Bit of an extended break, you know, it's lunchtime, so I guess quite fitting that we have a bit of a break here, Vince. But when we're back, of course, our second game, that LFO TSM game, up next. Don't go anywhere. Same stuff in a new BO3.
A very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move, one push. One touch. One love. One click. One XBet.
Tired of boring case openings? Do you always get only cheap skins? The Hellcase website has tons of options to upgrade your inventory. It's up to you to participate in giveaways, events, or compete with other players in opening cases. Hellcase, your world of expensive skins.
Watch the matches with bo3.gg, the official stats partner of CCT. Check out AI-powered predictions in live matches. Get access to live scoreboards packed with in-depth weapons and grenade statistics. Check out round maps in the match results. Extend your game vision with bo3.gg.
Yo, what are you doing?
Exhibit.
What do you think? I'm a paperclip? It's Mr. X to the Z. You need to quit browsing like a lame and get Opera GX. Because with GX mods, you can pimp your motherfucking browser. All you gotta do is click here, select the mod, and boom! New look, new sounds, new everything. It's not easy being a legend. Oh, not again. Change the mod now. Download Opera GX.